Chris Eubanks Sr. said James Degale is suspect for not entering the World Boxing Super Series tournament where the best fight the best and basically you can't escape. Well, this your boy CJ Goodfellow about to enter that boxing clinic talk. And you know, this guy has some nerve calling somebody fucking suspect. Now, I do have some bias towards James Degale. He's probably my favorite European fighter, UK fighter, whatever you want to call him. Been a fan since they robbed him in the first George Grove fight. I thought he won by 3 or 4 points. But it is what it is. You know, I picked him to be Anthony Darrell. Actually picked him to be Badu Jack. He drew there. And what's so funny about them being on a crusade to call him out and calling him suspect, they've been calling him out for some months, you know. But at the end of the day, Chris Eubanks Jr. did lose to Billy Joe Saunders. And the Eubanks don't believe that happened. They act like we supposed to forget somebody flashed the Men in Black light and we supposed to forget that. And understand he's building his way back up, but he hasn't been fighting top competition. He hasn't been fighting the same competition as James Degale at middleweight or super middleweight. He hasn't. You know, Butte, Badu Jack, you know, Porky Molina, you know, I take all of them over Arthur Abraham at that point. And he just fought Arthur Abraham a month ago, or a few weeks ago, excuse me. But they said in sparring that Chris Eubanks Jr., according to their camp, their team, ran James Degale out the gym. And ever since then, they've been wanting to fight him and called him suspect. But the thing is, you know, James Degale, beginning of June, went in for shoulder surgery. He said he's been fighting with that shoulder surgery for a very long time since he fought. I'm gonna attach the article to the description as well. Both of them. Eubanks trying to call out the Degale and the Degale injury. He said he had the shoulder injury since the Porky Medina fight. I think he said he fought with the Porky Medina fight. He fought through it with the Badu Jack fight. He said he's been competing and winning and coming close to winning with a bum shoulder for a long time. He said he's been at 60-70%. He said he went in the beginning of June, get his shoulder together. He said it'd be 8 weeks till he'd enter rehab and start back sparring after 8 weeks. 4 weeks, you know, he'd rehab, and then 8 weeks he'd start back light sparring. So he's on a recovery road, and I don't think it would be fair to him as a champion to have him enter that tournament in September and October with an unknown shoulder. You know, he could have had a setback, and then he's legally obligated to fight in the World Boxing Super Series. Then they would have to throw one of those alternates in. So he's just trying to take a tune-up and fully heal, and they know this. And the same thing they've been doing with the other motherfuckers. You know, with Triple G, he has the right to call somebody suspect. He called Triple G out, and then basically they backed out the fight. The Eubanks, you know, the Eubanks is the junior and senior. You know, he called the Degale suspect. A lot of people think y'all suspect when y'all was talking about taking control over Eddie Hearn and putting people on the undercard and picking the undercard and basically trying to change shit up, which y'all haven't done in y'all whole career. All of a sudden, y'all want to change shit up. You know, all of a sudden you want to pick the undercard. All of a sudden you want creative control. You want more money when it comes to fighting Triple G. A lot of people think y'all are suspect for pulling out the Triple G fight. You know, falling out negotiations. It wasn't negotiations with K2 and Triple G. Y'all was having internal you know, schisms and issues in your own camp. And y'all basically, you know, looked like to the world that y'all backed out and pussied out with the Triple G fight. So you guys look suspect. You know, James Degale doesn't need Chris Eubanks Jr. He was slated, according to himself, to fight Callum Smith this summer. But, you know, his shoulder was so bad that he went on and took surgery. He said he was prepared to go and fight Callum Smith 60-70%. And he felt like he would have beat Callum Smith, which would have been a huge risk and a huge fight. And I'm glad he got his shoulder together because I have seen a decline in his performance since the Andre Darrell victory. So I know what's wrong with him, and you know, if they get in the ring together, I think it will be a good fight. I would favor Degale, but after the World Boxing Super Series, my opinion can change about Junior. I think he can win the whole tournament, but let's see if he can bag it up and he can improve and get through this competition before he start calling out the big dog and the real champions of the tournament or the super middleweight. We gone.